extent will tonight be another news night after the other night's Paxman headlines. The Bexley boys have nosedived down the pyramid over recent years, but Saturday's last gasp equaliser had the Wings feeling like they could fly again. And it's two changes for the Rebels. The lineup that Scott has gone for in full is Debois, Giddery, Osherman, Asheng, of course captaining, Clark, Goddard, Mikowski, Davis himself, Nelson, Dan Roth and Azza Poju. On the bench for the Rebels, it's Yamwu, Bartlett, Antwi, Berry, Kobe, Hines, Leacock, Pedro Sami, J-Long and Henry Upstell. For Welling United, it's 4 changes from Saturday's 1-1 draw in the reverse fixture. It's Freddie Norman in goal, then Corey Ajiti Brew. Captaining is Lee Cam, Majoy Yagabi, Scott Simmons, Tom Leahy, and then of course 2 names that are all too familiar to the Arbour Park faithful in John Ufa and Eza Ebuzomi, Zach Hambury, who of course signed on Saturday on loan from Leyton Orient, Logan Dobbs, Bright Sion and Christian Scott. On the bench for Welling United, it's Greg Cundle, Aaron Williams, Michelle, Ruben Shapok, James Dyer, George Holly and Hamilton Antonio. The referee this evening is Mr. Matthew Norton, who's going to be assisted by Kieran Bailey and Isaac Blakey. The 4th official is Manny Chandwan. Both hands up in the air from Ebuzomi towards the centre of the goal. Davis gets a head on it and it's palmed towards goal there by Majo Yagabi, but it's kicked away easily by Adam Debois. And now Victor Mikowski is in. He advances into the box. He's got no support with him. Mikowski goes alone and it ends up fired into Debois, or Freddie Norman should I say, his left-hand netting there. Norman, drop kick in out of his hands. That's away by Osherman. That's a great ball to the right-hand flank to Adepoju. It's now back with Asheng towards the halfway line into Goddard. Goddard loses his balance there. There wasn't enough in it from the defender to make it into a foul. And Davis there looks to take the ball past Scott Simmons, should I say.
Very late challenge there from...
Yeah, it was a late challenge from Simmons, and Davis goes to the ground. He looks in a bit of pain as well. Just for sure it will be a free kick here to the Rebels, midway inside their own half. And it looks like we're going to see a first card here. And it's red. Scott Simmons sent off. Right. And within 7 minutes, Welling United are down to 10 men. Johnny Goddard then stepping up for this. Decides to go for the short, but Welling United were so deep that he ends up being able to play it pretty much all the way to the near side of the 6-yard box, but that's some good defending. I mean, in many ways, Saturday, Connor, was reminiscent of the corresponding fixture in the competition last year when we were at the second round qualifying stage away at Chichester City. Second half stoppage time equaliser conceded to a Southeast Step 3 opponent. Do you feel that the team has progressed much in that time?
It's sort of hard to tell because of course most of the squad is different compared to this time sort of last year.
As the trigger there is pulled by Victor Mikowski, but it ends up evading Freddie Norman's goal, and it will be another corner for the Rebels. Do you see Johnny Goddard going short again with this one, Cam?
I think they might have read it now, especially as you can see sort of them trying to... Oh, he does actually, to be fair. They haven't marked him.
Adepoju pulls the trigger as he cuts inside. It comes all the way back to Roth. It rebounds off a red shirt again. And now John Ufa. Can he break away on the counter-attack? And John Ufa there ends up going to ground. It looked like there was a touch on him from Brian Nelson.
But again, as you said earlier, Luke, since John Hoofer's got on the ball, even off the ball, he's on it, isn't he? He's watching that ball every time, whether to get the ball. When he does get the ball, just runs, and especially like that, if he got one more sort of pass through, potentially one-on-one with the keeper, potentially if one of his lads beside him sort of backs him up. But you can see that is the threat they're trying to use to get up the pitch quicker.
Could you see him returning to the club?
I'm not too sure. I think they're trying to, of course, promote that sort of EDS standard as well, but trying to find like a new dynamic as well. But you never know. You've had players like, of course, Johnny Goddard that's come back. Scott, of course, multiple 3 times, and now player managing as well.
Of course, but in the case of Johnny, that's been one of the best players of the past 5 years.
Yeah, totally.
I think he's incomparable, really. As Leahy then breaks in inside the channel between Giddery and Ogerman. It's a really good run from the Welling United number 9. It's going to be interesting in the second half, particularly as the second half wears on, maybe when we get to that final quarter, third of the game. Are Welling United going to have the stamina by that point to keep up with the Rebels? Damroth with the ball in there, it's headed away, it comes to Tyree Clark, and that's a fantastic effort from the Rebels number 7. Took it down on his chest and he pulled out with his right peg. The most wonderful of shots, and it had Freddie Norman absolutely scrambling towards his left-hand top corner. I mean, they're playing into Goddard's hands here because there is so much space between Goddard and the front post. But Goddard goes for the centre of the goal, ever so slightly towards the back post. It's headed away, but only back to Goddard. Goddard looks to play the ball into Roth, who's broken through here. Roth gets a crossover, and there turning was Joshua Adepoju, who forces a really good save in the end out of Freddie Norman as he swivels and looks up at the ball towards the keeper's left-hand top corner. Abuzobi getting up there is Logan Dodds. It's now come all the way back to Abuzobi. One goes to ground there, and in the end the trigger is pulled by Logan Dodds. It's not really troubling Debois too much in the end. He makes a comfortable save. Fatigue, would you say, Cameron, starting to kick in for Welling United?
See, I don't know, because when they go forward, they still look like they've got lots of energy.
This is Tyree Clark venturing into the wings' box. Johnny Goddard cuts inside. Johnny Goddard pulls the trigger. That's the best chance of the second half so far. Goddard cutting in, and he shot straight at Freddie Norman. We've seen Nameka and Yamu come on here for the Rebels in the last few moments. This is Tyreek Clark into Johnny Goddard. So now with Tyreek Clark again. Now McCoskey. And now the shot has been taken on by Adepoju. Henry Hashek. Now to Nameka Anyanwu. Gets the ball over. It's a really good cross from Nameka as well, but nobody attacking it in an amber shirt. Hashek to Johnny Goddard. Goddard, that's a brilliant through ball to Nameka Anyanwu, and there is the goal! Rebels take the lead. And they're scoring it at the back post.
I think it's Josh Adepoju, I believe.
But to me, it looked like Mikowski, but...
Okay, it was Mikowski. We'll watch the replay.
The replay here. I thought it was Mikowski.
Oh, you was right.
Victor Mikowski bags a goal. It's a free kick to the Rebels, roughly 20 yards from goal. Davis leaves it for Goddard, who goes himself. And Goddard, it was a strange decision from Goddard in the end. I think maybe an interesting one from Davis to leave it in the first place. It's a good header there by Williams, Bushell, but doesn't come to anything. Mikowski into Adepoju. Adepoju going alone. Oh, and it bounces off the stanchion behind the goal, actually, keeping it upright. Kiddery there. Osherman. Now to Adepojo. Dropping deep. Now Clark. Clark might take on the opportunity from range. That was a tenacious effort from the Rebels, number 7. Right arm goes up from Dyer. Launches towards the penalty spot. It's headed away. It's still there. It's Ufa. Oh! And he scuffs his shot at the end and it ends up going well wide. Here is Giddery. Hacked away at the back there by Majoy Yegby. And there goes the full-time whistle. It finishes here at Arbour Park in the Emirates FA Cup second round qualifying. The Rebels 1, Welling United 0.